got to be different, right? Domain names is key. Yeah, we could do a whole class on domain names.
Yeah, you ever come to the digital marketing mastermind ever?
What day is that?
It's Wednesday. You gotta come
At
there.
what time?
Come there. Come to that digital marketing mastermind, 12 Eastern. You will get a lot from it. It's a great class. I think we just geeked out on domain names like 2 weeks ago or something.
Yeah, I
Put,
love domain names.
put that on your. You like marketing and I think you'll get a lot of value out of this class. I think you know some contribute to that class. So you should put it on your calendar and come.
Absolutely. Yeah, this new domain name goes into my digital business card. I added a whole bunch of links in there too.
Nice. How many domains you got?
I think I lost track. I think I have about 100 of them right now. Well, I get these ideas, like in the middle of nowhere, all of a sudden I'll get this idea, how about marketing? How about taking over the community by having, say, Santa Cruz Homes, Valencia Homes, Castaic Homes, New Home Homes, things like that. And because I look and I learn from like your Google, like like AdWords or Google searches. And I start doing Google searches. I'm like, somebody's searching for that. What if I buy that?
Makes sense.
So my ADD personality kind of. Looks like we have a few LA people in the house. Hey, I'm still adding people to subscribe to our tribe from way back when.
How is that active? How's the activity in there?
Actually, it's got a lot. I think I might be over 100 now. Got a lot of creators coming in there and posting their stuff, so it's growing. It takes a little bit, and I work on sharing it to other people without getting my hands tied. I find that it's a little tougher now to stringent on what you put out there and using EXP world and how you use workplace. I'd say be cautious.
Well, you do a lot of marketing, Sam. I gotta say that. So, definitely put yourself out there.
I love StreamYard. I have so much fun with StreamYard.
Which version do you have?
Mine have the upgrade.
Is it the Pro or is it the Professional? It's like two extra levels. I'm trying to do some prep. That's all. And I'm thinking I need StreamYard. I've been doing like a lot of podcasting lately, and I need to.
I think I have Pro, and it works fine. You just have to make sure that the difference is how much video you can save.
All right, thanks, Sam. I appreciate that. So, welcome everyone. We have about 4 minutes. Does anybody have any questions before we start the official class or presentation? Cindy, is that you or Tony? All right, 157. We got 3 minutes. I'll be right back. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Social Media Mastermind. My name is Jerome Lewis. I am here with my lovely co-host Beth Ellen. Beth Ellen, please introduce yourself.
I am Beth Ellen Rosenthal, Las Vegas, Nevada, agent number 61. I am here to learn and contribute, and I can't wait to learn more about Facebook advertising. I learned some, but I learned more from Jerome, so I can't wait. Thank you, Jerome. Back to
Thank,
you.
thank you, Beth Ellen. I appreciate you. So we currently have 26 people in the room, and the way I like my classes to work is I like to encourage engagement and interaction. So the way we kind of proceed from time to time is I call on the audience and I ask them to type in the chat. I need at least 50% in order for me to proceed. So what I need you to do is I need you to look over to the biggest screen in the room, and I need you to type yes in the chat. If you can see my screen, you should be able to see a blue presentation on the front of the screen. Please type yes. All right, thank you all. Appreciate you. So, welcome to the Social Media Mastermind. We have this class every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right here in the eXp World Productivity Center. Before we get started, I'm going to introduce you to myself. I am your instructor and your host. I'm the main host for this class, right? So I'm from the Philadelphia area. I'm in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I like to call myself a silly but serious millennial. I'm also pretty good with technology, and I am, guess what? Guess what I am? I talk a lot. I do presentations, right? But I'm an introvert. So I'm an introvert, and I'm also an international speaker. Next, I am a so we always talk about, like I just told you about my personality, right? That's who I am, like personally, kind of, right? Then we also have what's called the like a behavior personality. So I am we talk about this here a lot in EXP. I'm a high D, high C. And what that means is I'm very result oriented and very detailed. What that means for you is that I'm really good at implementation, and I want to help you implement, and I'm going to help you get results, right? So next, I run a marketing agency, and if you want to learn more about me personally, you can visit jeromelewis.com. All right, and so right there, right, I'm a published author, and I got some good news for y'all today. I'm going to share a little bit. I'm giving out, I'm running a promo on my book for free, so I'm going to give that away. Next, we have, along with my co-host that just introduced herself, we run EXP University Instructors of the Year. So just so you know, we're coming to you with real deal, real information, right? All right, so this is the Social Media Mastermind. Before we proceed, I need you to type yes in the chat if you're ready to proceed. I need at least 50% engagement. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is our Social Media Mastermind, and the way this class structure works is every Thursday we have a class, right? And there is a rotating schedule. Week 1, we teach marketing concepts. So last week we talked about like phishing and leads for Facebook, right? Week 2, we're talking about Facebook marketing. So that's this week. We're going to talk about Facebook marketing, and more specifically this week, we're going to talk about Facebook marketing, and then we're going to properly like run a Facebook ad, like the right way. We're going to walk through like a live demonstration of creating a Facebook ad. And to be honest, Facebook ad doesn't take a lot of time to create, right? You got to get some stuff right, but once you get the things right and you have all of the material that you need, which I'll show you a little bit later, it should take you at max maybe 30 minutes. So that's the extent of, that should be the extent of the workshop. So it should take maybe 30 minutes. Next, whenever we have when we do week 3, we teach video marketing for real estate, and Nick Niehaus from the Business Video School comes in and he teaches us that. Then week 4, we do YouTube for real estate, and Jaime teaches us all about how you can use YouTube to generate leads for your business, right? Then week 5, which we have a week 5 this month. This is my favorite month of the year, right? Because it's my birthday, right? My birthday is March 17th. Just wanted to put that out there. I'm a Pisces, and we got a 5th Thursday this week, so that means we get an open workshop, and guess who's going to teach our workshop? Beth Ellen, you want to touch on a little bit about what you're going to teach?
Yes, sir. So I have become a LinkedIn influencer, and LinkedIn invited its influencers to a meeting to discuss content. And part of the discussion was what the algorithm liked. And then my son Austin was an investment banker on Wall Street, and one of his mentees at JP Morgan Chase now has a fund that works with Google YouTube influencers. And he had a discussion with him about what YouTube algorithm likes. And so now I have insight to YouTube and LinkedIn from real people who know. So we're going to talk about how to get the algorithm to like me. And you will not like some of their suggestions, but it is what it is. So if you want to know about only LinkedIn and YouTube, we're going to talk about how the algorithm likes you. Back to you, Jerome.
Thank you,
for
Beth
the
Ellen.
invite.
You're welcome. I appreciate you so much. So, these are some tips to get the most out of this training. Before we proceed, I need you to type yes in the chat if you're ready to proceed. I need at least 50% engagement. Okay, perfect. I appreciate that. So these are the tips for you to get the most out of this training. Number one, so throughout my presentations, right, there may not be as many, but you're going to want to utilize, because this is like a live demonstration, but you're still going to want to utilize this. Take advantage of screenshots. Use the screenshot feature on your keyboard. And if you don't know how to use the screenshot feature on your keyboard, take pictures of the screen with your phone, right? So you can take notes and, capture the things that you need to capture. Next, throughout my presentations, I have, let me see, I need to bring up the mouse cursor, right? So throughout my presentations, I have these little resources and links in them for you. So a lot of times people like to ask, how can they get access to the slides for their own reference? But what I do is I not only give you the slides for your own reference, I give you the slides as a resource too. So throughout the presentation, I have embedded links of helpful resources and links of different references that I go to for you to kind of click on at your own leisure when you want to, right? So I'll tell you how you can collect the slides toward the end of the presentation. So anytime you see this little link here, this emoji, that means it's a resource for you to click on when you collect the slides. And sometimes people think that you can click on the slides live during the presentation. You can't do that. You have to wait till you collect the slides towards the end, and then you can click on them later at your own leisure. All right, so these are more tips to get the most out of this training. So before we start that, I like this quote: tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. So the whole purpose of that quote is to emphasize the importance of being involved and being engaged, right? Next, that's not important. Yeah, so be engaged and be involved. Next, we have a YouTube channel that we post some of these trainings and some of the content to. I'm going to share that link in the chat for you. And we also have a Facebook group, which I want to share for you. If you have any questions, outside of this class, you need some help on your social media or digital marketing, pop that question inside of the Facebook group. So those are those two links for you. So next, so remember I said I had a resource for you for this book, right? So I've been giving away physical copies, and it's been like a little bit overwhelming for me, doing this. It cost me money, etc., etc. So what I've done now is I'm running a promo for anybody that wants a copy of this book. I'm running a promo, right? And you can get a copy of the book from Amazon for $0. So I'm going to post a link in the chat and help yourself to get that book. If you are still interested in like an actual physical copy, I don't, maybe message me on Workplace, but we have to be mindful, that it costs me money to ship these things. So if you want the book, you can get it free on Amazon Kindle, right? So I'll post that link in there. Please go ahead and get access to that book if you're interested in that book. All right, let's see. All right, really quickly, why social media matters. I like to share these stats. I like to share stats on social media as well as video, and these are just some of my favorite stats. So it would be wise for you to screenshot these stats. These are 3 statistics here on why you should be using social media in your business. This is my favorite stat that I like to share, and I'm going to read this one out. Social media is the top lead generation tool for realtors, right? Realtors get most of their business, their lead generation, from social media. Next, these are some video marketing stats that I like to share, right? Because video marketing, I appreciate video marketing so much, and it will increase your business. So one of the things that's not directly relevant to video marketing, but it will help your advertising. If you use video, right? Some of the stuff that we're learning about today, if you use video in your Facebook ads, it will increase your bottom line. So a lot of times people say, oh, Facebook ads don't work. It's not that Facebook ads don't work. You're doing something incorrectly, right? And one of the things that you can do to increase your effectiveness with Facebook ads is get over the fear and comfortability of not doing video, right? So Do video, implement video marketing into your business. These are some interesting stats. You want to take a screenshot of that. If that doesn't inspire you, I don't know what else can inspire you. So those are some of my favorite stats around video. Now, this is more specific to real estate professionals, right? More specifically, realtors, right? So 85% of buyers and sellers prefer video, but less than 40% of agents are using video, right? So that's just a wake up call for you, those of you that are not using video in your business. 85% of buyers and sellers prefer it, but less than 40% of us are doing it. If you want to increase your business, start using video in your business. All right, so again, just so you can see the schedule, right? This is our schedule. So you want to take a screenshot of this. This is how our structure works. Week 1, marketing concepts. Week 2, Facebook marketing. Week 3, video marketing for real estate. Week 4, we do YouTube. And then week 5, like Beth Ellen just explained, we do an open workshop, some kind of some kind of wild card, right? It depends on what the audience requested. So just so you have that, that's how our structure works. All right, so I need you to type yes in the chat for me if you are ready to proceed. All right, thank you all. I appreciate you so much. We got a lot of engagement today. That's exciting. So today what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about Facebook. We're going to do a quick overview of Facebook and why you should be using it or why you should even be thinking about it, right? And I want you to have an open mind about using Facebook for your business. It's still the most popular platform despite what, oh my God, it's this attention over here on Instagram, it's attention on TikTok. Like those things don't matter, right? What matters is if you're going to use Facebook, these strategies will work. If you're going to use TikTok, those strategies will work. All of these marketing avenues and all of these marketing strategies work. You have to pick something and you have to stick to that. In this case, we're going to address Facebook and I'm going to show you how to create a Facebook ad. In the future, I had a really interesting class the other day in the Digital Marketing Mastermind. There's another gentleman his name is Derek Villers, I believe, and he does all of these strategies that we're about to talk about today. He does it all organically and he does a lot of business. So that's another case study that Facebook advertising does work if you do it correctly. He's getting like literally tens of thousands of views and interactions, and he's selling properties like nothing, and it's all organic. So I'm trying to work on having him come in and show and teach some of his strategies around how he builds his business organically on Facebook. Right, so here we go. What is Facebook? So we're going over a brief overview. Facebook is a social media platform, right? They have 2.5 billion monthly users. Facebook owns Instagram. So this is one of my gripes with the Instagram crowd, right? Because people like to make Instagram primary. And I'm not saying that that's not okay, but you can still have the same effectiveness on Instagram if you just use Facebook, because all you have to do is hit like a checkbox over there on over here on Facebook, and it will go directly to Instagram. Think about, so we always talk about social media, but one of the things I want you to think about, the way I want you to think about social media is I want you to think about it as a marketing and advertising platform. Marketing, advertising, and lead generation. So don't consider it as only social media. Oh, I don't like what people post. I didn't want to see her food, her dog, her kids, her boyfriend. Don't think about it like that. You're a business owner, so think about it as a marketing and an advertising platform. All right, so why Facebook? Right, Facebook, and they just recently changed their name. So whenever you hear me say Facebook, I'm talking about Meta, right? It's the same company. They changed their parent company name to Meta. So why Meta, right? Meta is the largest, most popular social media platform. It is the easiest, right? It's the easiest to learn. Next, it allows you to compete, right? Because it's so forgivable and because it's easy, it allows you to compete. And the way, an example that I like to bring up is the like big companies and big corporations. People like to do business with other people. So that's one of the reasons why you hear me talk about video marketing as often as I do, because you are, and I'm not talking about video marketing where you're showing some house and you're not in the video. I'm talking about real video marketing where you show up and people can see you in your face. They can interact and talk with you. So using Facebook allows you to do that because it's a forgivable platform and it allows you to post those kind of videos on there and people expect them, right? So it allows you to compete. Next, Facebook has they have specific groups and interests, right? So first and foremost, we're going to see interest targeting a little bit later, but they also have groups. And a good way to think about groups is there are several groups around on Facebook of people that have specific interests, right? So you're trying to advertise to a, let's say, for example, Beth Ellen always talks about tribes. And let's say your niche, you work with a specific niche or a specific tribe. Beth Ellen, she has a tribe of yoga. Well, guess what, right? If you want to sell to yoga people, yoga students, people that are interested in yoga, you can join all of the Facebook groups within you can join all of the yoga groups within Facebook, and you can start to add value to those yoga groups. You don't have to go find out where they are. You just go on Facebook and join those groups. They're already gathered there. So that's one of the powers of Facebook. They have those groups gathered already for you. And all you have to do is show up and add value to people. Next, Facebook has more than, for each individual user, on average, they have more than 50,000 data points, right? So Facebook has a lot of information on us and about us, and you can utilize that in your favor, right? It can sound scary, but if you utilize it as a tool correctly, it can be very powerful for you and your business. All right, so really quickly before we get into like the very specific workshop of Facebook, right, that we're going to do today, we're going to talk about some of the tools you need. And all of us are real estate professionals. Most of us here are within EXP, right? So they've given us most of these things. All we got to do is go out and take action and implement, right? So we're talking about some of the tools you need. And some of the tools you need, these are the non-Facebook assets, right? So we're going to break them up into two categories. We're going to talk about the assets that you need outside of Facebook, and then we're going to talk about the assets that you need directly within Facebook. First, we're going to start with the tools that you need outside of Facebook. Number one, you need a website, right? And if you're like most of us here already have a website, however, if you don't have a website or you don't like a website or something like that, these are links for you to click on these websites. Those are websites that I recommend. Before I had my own website, I would use either of these sites and they did well for me. Now, why do you need a website? You need a website specifically because you need somewhere to send your traffic, right? And one of the things you want to do is you want to send them to a landing page. And the landing pages are very specific pages on your website that gives people a very specific call to action. So when you're running your marketing and your advertising, you want to give them one objective, right? You don't want to give them too much. It can be very overwhelming. And the way you achieve that is through a landing page. Next, why you need a website is because you need to inform the platforms of your privacy policy. What are you going to do with the user's information? And the way you communicate that use is by using the privacy policy on your website, right? Next, what you need outside of Facebook, these are external Facebook assets. You need a marketing budget. You're not going to do this for $0. We're talking about using a marketing budget in this case, right? We're running paid advertising. So, and your budget can be daily, monthly, or a lifetime. Next, these are the Facebook assets that you need, and we've gone over this several times. And if you don't know what these are, or you need help with these, you just collect the slides and you can click through and create or make sure you have all of this stuff established. So, Business Manager, Business Page, Ads Manager, and the Pixel. These are non-Facebook assets that you need. The Business Manager manages your business. The business page is the way I like to give an example of that is that's your storefront, right? That's your storefront. That's to show people that you exist as a business. Next, you need the ad manager, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be utilizing the ad manager. This is where you manage your ads, your advertising. This is where you manage everything there. Then the Pixel. The Pixel is an external Facebook asset that you install on your website, and it allows your website to communicate with Facebook, and that makes your targeting and your lead generation a little more effective. So I just explained what the Facebook Pixel is, so we don't need to go through that slide. Really quickly, since most of us here are within EXP, it's pretty easy to install that Pixel on our site. And we can do a workshop, or I can create a video on installing that Pixel on your website. That's pretty easy to do. But in general, most websites have different processes on how you install that Pixel. In general, all you need to do is store it in the header. You need to store that Pixel inside the header, and I have it here. It says it varies with each vendor. It varies with each vendor, but since we're all here, like we're agents, it's pretty much the same process. Next, a lot of times people get into Facebook boosting, right? And Facebook boosting, I like to say that Facebook is getting better about boosting. They're giving you more options. However, you're still going to have the most effectiveness when you utilize Facebook Ads Manager. So boosting allows you, the best way to think about it is, I put a rocket here, and that rocket is boosting somewhere into the air or whatever. When you're boosting Facebook posts, that's all you're doing. You're giving a specific post or something that you've already done more fuel, right? So you're going to see the advanced ad manager. You're going to see why you rather use the advanced ad manager. Like boosting can only boost something that already existed. When we use the ad manager, we can create more effective advertising. So the bottom line here is boosting is limited in its ability compared to the advanced ad manager. All right, really quickly. So we're talking about social media and the importance of social media. So understand, right? A lot of times we try to be secret agents and secret investors. Understand that this is social media. People want to see you. They want to get to know you. So sometimes people say, oh, Facebook is not working. You're probably not doing something right. People want to know who you are, right? You have to be transparent. They want to see you. They want to see what your company is about. It's social media. So the more social, the more human, the more authentic you can be, the better your results will be. People want to work with people. And then I like to say, don't hide behind your logo and your business, right? You have a business, but you want to be at the forefront of your business. You want to show your face. You want to show up in your business. That will make people more likely to work with you. And Beth Ellen is here. One of the things that she always says is that you can't work with everyone. You can't please everybody. So some people are not going to like you for your personality, and it will have nothing to do with you. That's okay. Put yourself out there anyway, right? Some people might not like how you look or what you dress or what you put on. That's okay. Put your stuff out there, because for the people that don't, there are people that will and that do. So I want to emphasize the importance of being social and being out there. Like when people are doing research and advertising, especially like in our industry, the most visited page is the About Me and the About Us page, and that speaks to them wanting to know who you are. They want that transparency. Who are you? Who am I working with as a person? Right? So a smart thing to do would be to incorporate video onto your About Me and About Us page. Understand that this is social media, right? Social. People want to socialize with people. They don't really care about our companies, our logos, our branding. They care about the people behind those companies, the logos, and the branding, right? So it's ideal that you become the brand as a person, right? And your business is an extension of you. All right, so really quickly, I want to go over traffic temperatures. I don't want to stay here long because I want to get through the presentation, and that could take a while. But understanding traffic temperatures is important. Traffic temperatures, you have different traffic temperatures, right? So you have cold traffic, and that's typically traffic that never knew about your business before. But once you get through like the cold traffic, and they've heard about you before, or seen a post or something like that from you before, they become warm, right? So they've interacted with you in the past, and now they know about you, or they're aware of your product, and you can consider them warm traffic. Then you got the hot traffic. This is the traffic that everybody appreciates, but they don't like to do the work to get this hot traffic, right? So you got to constantly advertise. You got to constantly market. You got to be consistent if you want this hot traffic. Hot traffic is loyal, right? They typically, it comes from referrals and people you know. So understand those traffic temperatures, and I wanted to go over that really quickly, really briefly, because this matters when we get into the advanced ad manager on Facebook. So really quickly, a quick overview: the different temperatures of traffic: cold, warm, hot, right? And why am I mentioning this? Because when we get into the Facebook ad manager, it's going to matter. So I know I'm moving a little bit fast. I'm going to slow down, right? And I want to ask, are we ready to proceed? Please type yes in the chat for me. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So now we just talked about the traffic temperatures and why they matter. So right here on the screen, you see I have like some boxes here, right? I have some boxes. I got the blue. Blue is short for cold. I got the orange. Orange is short for warm. And then I've got the red. Red is short for hot, right? Those are indications of the traffic types. Now, why did I bring that up? Because when you get into the advanced ad manager, which you're going to see live today, I want you to think about your temperature in this way, right? So a lot of times when we're advertising and we're marketing, we're doing this here. We're doing brand awareness and reach, and we're saying it's not working. And actually it is working. we're getting our brand awareness, we're instilling brand awareness and reach to people. However, we're not doing the things that we want to do, like the consideration, this warm stuff. We're not looking for traffic, we're not looking for engagement, lead generation. We're not doing these things, right? And one thing I want you to understand is that when you utilize Facebook correctly, and the algorithms also work with you. So each of these objectives has algorithms behind it that will work towards your objective as well. So, as an example, if I click on engagement as the objective, Facebook algorithms is going to work as hard as it can for me to get me more engagement. Right? If I click video views, Facebook algorithms is going to work as hard as it can for me to get video views, and for any other of these objectives. Right? So today, what we're going to do is we're going to do a traffic ad. Right? So we're going to have the algorithms work to generate us traffic to our landing page. So just keep these traffic temperatures in mind. This matters when you're running Facebook advertising. All right, so are we ready to proceed? Please type yes in the chat. I have to get ready to do the live demonstration, and I want to make sure everybody's ready to proceed. Okay, perfect. All right, so to run now this is the nitty gritty. This is where we really got to pay attention, right? So I'm going over to my screen, and to run an effective Facebook ad, we're about to do the technical stuff. So you have to follow along and pay attention, right? So what we're going to do is, like I mentioned, some of those assets and those resources. One of the things that I mentioned was the Facebook Business Manager, and you want to make sure that you have your Facebook Business Manager set up correctly so that you can. I'm going to post a link to it in the chat for anybody that's anxious and want to do it like right now, like immediately. But the Facebook Business Manager is going to help us manage our business. I think I want to jump straight to the Facebook Ad Manager this time, and the way we do that is we visit this link, which I'm going to drop in the chat for you, the ad manager link. And that allows you, depending on how many accounts you have, it takes you right to the Facebook ad manager. So I'm going to switch over, and I'm going to make sure I navigate to the appropriate page for the strategy that I'm trying to apply. I'm trying to create a Facebook ad for one of my real estate businesses, right? And that's what we're going to do today. So what I'm going to do here, I am in the Facebook Ad Manager. This is one of the older accounts that I like to play around in. So we're in the Facebook Ad Manager. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for you, right? And when you get in here, you start to see all this technical dashboard that has all of these things here, all of these stats and these numbers that matter. What we're going to do today is we're going to create a live Facebook ad. So I'm going to hit on this create button, right? This green create button. I'm going to hit that. I want to left click on that, and we're going to walk through the process of actually creating a Facebook ad. And we should be able to get through this in 20 to 25 minutes, and by the end you should be able to create a live Facebook ad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit create, and then I'm going to get started. So remember, we talked about that when you get into the Facebook Advanced Ad Manager, they start to give you those objectives. So this depends on what you're trying to achieve here, right? So if you're only trying to do brand awareness, you're new, you're trying to get your name out there, it would be ideal for you to run brand awareness ads or reach ads, right? In this case, we're not going to do that. In this case, what I'm going to do is, because I already have brand awareness and I already have reach, so that's okay. What I'm looking for today is, most times we're looking for lead generation and traffic. Right. What I'm looking for today is traffic. So we're going to walk through creating a traffic ad. I'm going to left click on this traffic ad. And the cool thing is they have a lot of explanations for you. So if I hover over this little information icon, it's telling me what the objective is going to do. So a traffic ad will send people to a website, app, or Facebook event, or let them tap to call you, right? So in my case, I'm going to send them to a website. I'm going to send them to a website. I'm going to send them over to a landing page, and going to run traffic to that landing page, right? So remember, we talked briefly about the importance of having a specific landing page. Well, that's what we're going to do here. We're going to have a landing page, and we're going to paste that landing page inside our Facebook ad, and we're going to drive traffic there. So I'm going to left click, and I want to click traffic, and then I'm going to continue, right? And once you get in here, Facebook breaks things. So there are like three basic what can we call it? Basic groupings of a Facebook ad. And you have the campaign, which is this here you see on my left. You have the campaign level. That's where you select like your main goals, your main objectives. You have the ad set. The ad set is where you select location, demographic, age. Who do you want to target? Who are you trying to sell a house, or who are you trying to buy a house? And then over here, this is the actual ad. This is the creative. Some people call it. This is the media. Others call it. This is the stuff that your client will see, right? This is the stuff that the people on Facebook will see. The visual, the pictures, the video, the ad copy. This is what they will see. So we start off in the campaign level, right? And you're going to name your campaign accordingly. Like, what are you trying to achieve here? So I want to lean on the audience a little bit. I'm going to what's an objective? Let's go after sellers, and somebody give me a particular market that they're in. So what market would we like to find some sellers in? Daytona Beach. Is that Daytona, or let's so I know Daytona. So our objective is Daytona. And I saw somebody say that Facebook limited. Yeah, they did, but if you do this right, doesn't matter. Daytona Beach. How do you spell that? Daytona Beach, right? So our overall objective here is Daytona Beach sellers. I'm just naming it something relevant, right? So I want to get some sellers in Daytona Beach. I'm going to name my campaign accordingly. Now, so that's my campaign. So I know what it is for me and what my objective is. Now, the thing about Facebook ads, right, a lot of times that we get wrong is this special ad category. So it says right here, declare if your ads are related to credit, employment, or housing, or about social issues, elections, or politics. Requirements differ by county. So we have to, because we're within real estate, and this might be relevant to the person that said Facebook limited whatever they have, right? We have to make sure that we tell Facebook this is a housing opportunity, right? We're in real estate. We're trying to buy, we're trying to sell, or we're trying to help buy or help sell housing opportunities. So we need to make sure we enable this special ad category when we get on inside of Facebook. So don't make this mistake. This is one of the biggest mistakes that we make. You're going to click on that. I left clicked on that, and now Facebook knows that I'm running housing opportunities, right? So I'm going to click through the rest of my ads, the rest of the things. We don't need to do much here, right? So countries, if you're in another country, you make sure you select your specific country. In this case, I'm in the United States, so I'm going to select that. And then these are just informational prompts for you to kind of read and understand more. Campaign budget and details. I usually don't mess with this. We've selected this stuff when we chose the objective. So this is what those things are. A/B testing. When you get more advanced, you can A/B test all you want. And campaign budget optimization. When you get more advanced, you can do that all you want as well. So we've done everything that we needed to do here in the campaign level, right? This is the overall objectives. What are we trying to do? We're trying to run advertising, seller, Daytona Beach sellers. We're going to run, right? And this is a housing opportunity. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the next phase, which is the ad set. And the ad set is the people, the demographic. It's who are we trying to target, right? This is who we're trying to target. So there are two ways we can do that. We can hit this button right here and jump right to that specific phase, or we can just hit the next button. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and I'm going to click this next button, and it takes me to the ad set. So I'm going to name my ad set. Let's say I wanted to go after, I'm going to use Bethel. I'm going to pick on her, yoga, right? Yoga people. So this is a specific asset. I can go after people that are interested in yoga. I'm just going to name it that because I might be going after people that are interested in yoga. Or you might have a generic thing where you don't want to be specific and go after people in yoga. You might want to do everybody. But in this instance, I like to be specific. So I'm going to maybe go after yoga people. So I'm going to name this yoga enthusiasts or something like that. All right, so now down here, traffic. Remember, we talk about traffic and the different objectives that you can do within Facebook. So this gives people clear objectives on what to do when they click on your ad, right? Or with your traffic, what do you want them to do? Where do you want to drive traffic? Do you want them to hit your website? Do you want to drive them to an app that's not really relevant to us? Or do you want them to send your Facebook business page a message? And then we even have WhatsApp, which is a messaging app, which is a messaging platform that Facebook purchased, right? Which of these objectives do you want to do? In this case, we said we were driving traffic to our website, so I'm going to click on that. Website. I want to drive traffic to my website, so I'm going to click that, then I'm going to move on. Dynamic creative, this is advanced. I'm going to leave that alone for now. But to define dynamic creative, it allows your advertising to switch up depending on what people will and will not like. So some people might like videos better. Dynamic creative and the algorithms can work and show the people that like videos the videos. Some people don't appreciate videos and don't care. And dynamic creative and the Facebook algorithms can work and show the pictures to the people that don't appreciate videos. So dynamic creative is what it sounds like is the creative, right? The media and everything that you're doing becomes dynamic and it can switch up depending on the algorithm. Budget. This is where people always, oh, how many ads do you get? How much do you spend? Doesn't matter because you can come in here and test it, right? Don't worry about me. Go in here and test out, check your own results. Daily budget. You can come in here and start to test out some things and see what kind of leads and what kind of traffic you'll get. By default, it's starting me off at $20, and this is a daily budget. You could come here and switch it. You could do lifetime, or you can do daily. I typically do daily, and the number that has worked for me in the past has been $50 per day, right? So I understand that most people don't want to or can't, or different reasons, but you can play around with this and see what happens. So as an example, what I want you to pay attention to is on my left we have more prompts over here, right? I want you to pay attention on the left to on the right to what happens. So I have an estimated daily results option over here, and with that option, with this, I want you to pay attention. When I slide my budget and when I make adjustment to the ad set, this will change. So you don't have to worry about what other people are doing or what's going to happen in their markets, what's happening in their advertising. You can come in here and test it out and see what's happening in yours and how it will affect you and your business, right? Mind your own business, right? People say that. So in this case, I'm going to adjust this slider and you will see these numbers change accordingly. Let's zoom out a little bit. So right now at $15 per day, that means I will reach between 1.5K and 4.3K people. And the amount of link clicks that will generate me is 44 through 136, right? So this means that many people will click on my advertising and my marketing and visit my site. It's a range. It could be 44, it could be as little as 44, or it could be as high as 136. But it's starting to give us an idea of what we're going to achieve each day, right? So we can literally get hundreds of clicks each day, right? And even if these people don't go through and they don't click on don't call us or whatever like that, these are people that have shown interest in something that we're offering in our marketing and our advertising. So you can start to get an understanding on what your business will look like, right? With these real and practical numbers. You don't have to be in the dark, and you don't have to have an obscure understanding about what your money and where your money is going, right? You can come directly here in Facebook advertising and test it out and see what's going to work for you. So you might be a big baller, you might be able to do a budget of $100 a day, right? Let's switch that and see what happens. If I switch that to $100 a day, guess what? I'm going to get between 292 and 853 clicks, right? So these are essentially all these, and I can start to remarket and retarget them. That's a conversation for a different time. If you're more interested in like that remarketing and retargeting and the importance of that, guess what I have coming up? I'm teaching a real estate 101 class. I want to talk all about remarketing and retargeting this Sunday. But the key here that we're talking about is you want to adjust and you want to come in here and you can start to get an idea of what kind of budget you want to spend and what kind of leads you'll get to your website, what kind of traffic that you will get, right? So I adjusted it to 25. If I do $25 a day, it's going to take me down from 73 to 221, right? And that's daily. What if I do lifetime, right? So I'm not, Jerome, I don't want to spend $25. Let's do, maybe I got $100. So I switched this up here to lifetime budget, and then I switched this to $100. So if I spend $100 on Facebook advertising, I can expect between 9 and 37 link clicks, right? And those are all people that are interested in something that I'm offering, right? I could post a listing, I could post an ebook. It depends on you on what you're going to post and give that person, but these people are going to show interest and they're going to click on your ad. All right, so now the details, right? Let me pause for a second. Are we ready to proceed? Please type yes in the chat. I need at least 50% engagement. Okay, I hope I'm going slow enough. I hope I'm going at a good tempo. All right, so we're in ad set, and this is where the who are you trying to target, who are you trying to go after matters, right? So down here, this is the audience. Who are you going to go after? You're going to create a new audience. You're going to use saved audiences. You can learn more about the saved audiences because that's highly effective for remarketing, retargeting. You can come to the Sunday 101 class. But this is where you come up with the audiences, right? So you can target people based on these different things. For now, I'm going to skip custom audiences. We don't need to do that right now, but custom audiences can be very effective. And again, that's all within remarketing and retargeting. We're going to skip that. Locations. Locations is where are you trying to target? Who are you going to try to target, right? So we're going to always be paying attention over here. This is always going to give us our daily results. So right now, where we stand, right, those link clicks that I generated for the $100, right? We're still on the lifetime budget for the $100. That was across the entire United States. So if I adjust the location, that number should change. So every time I make a change, the estimated daily results will change. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a change to the location. And the way I do that, I'm going to click on edit, and I'm going to take United States out, and I'm going to go with Daytona Beach. So locations, I'm going to search for locations. I'm going to put a location in here, and I'm going to type in Daytona Beach. So Daytona Beach comes up as a city. And I'm going to click on that, and my estimated daily results should adjust accordingly, right? So I'm going to left click on that. And now it's telling me that I will get 10 through 31 clicks around Daytona Beach, right? Around that city. So I'm going to reach up to 1.4K, and I'm going to get 10 to 31 clicks based on my $100. So I want to go, I like daily targeting, so I'm going to switch this lifetime budget to daily. So I'm going to scroll back up, and I'm going to change this daily budget because daily budget works better for me, right? So right now we're daily at 10. Let's go to 10 because some people are more comfortable with that. So we're switching to a daily budget of $10 per day, right? And we're going to scroll back down to we're targeting Daytona Beach, Florida. So 22 through 62 people will click on my link based on the criteria that I put in. One of the things about location is you can target people based on different criteria. So you can target people living or recently in that location. So you might have a specialty about relocation or something like that. You can target people only living in that location, right? You can target people only recently in that location, or you can target people traveling in that location, right? So you can target people all different ways. It's going to depend on who your demographic is, what you're trying to achieve. But in this case, and what I've always done is I've always done people living in or recently in this location, and that's worked well for me. So I'm going to leave that like that. Now, when someone mentioned like Facebook severely limiting your targeting abilities, and they have limited the targeting abilities, and the reason why is because it's discrimination. So we're not allowed to discriminate as housing providers, right? As real estate professionals, we're not allowed to discriminate for housing opportunities. So that's why they limited it. Now, one of the things about limiting is you can't target people by age group, you can't target people by gender, right? And you can't target even specific neighborhoods, because at one point people would go into specific neighborhoods that were underutilized and taken advantage of, and they would discriminate. So that's why Facebook, the government imposed that Facebook don't allow this anymore. So it wasn't just Facebook's fault, it's the government's fault, and it's our fault for being discriminatory in our practices as a society. So that's the limitations of Facebook. However, you can still do some, let's call it targeting, right? So this is the detailed targeting section, and this is where you target people based on their interests, right? So the targeting that Facebook has limited is they've limited you being able to target people by their demographics, and they've limited you being able to target people by their behaviors. However, you can still target people by interest. So yoga is an interest, right? And there are like several real estate topics that are interests, right? And they're not when you're and it doesn't mean you're targeting a demographic or a specific behavior. So you're still allowed it to target people by their interests. Now, I have a document that I typically share. It is in the slides. Let me see if I can switch over to it. And this document shares the interests, right? So this shares the interests that have been most effective in my business, as well as some of my colleagues, some of my mentors in running advertising for Facebook. So these are all the interests that you can come in and you can copy and paste these interests inside of the Facebook ad manager. These are general real estate interests. So these are terms that people are searching for. Then we got real estate portals, homes.com, realtor.com, trulia.com, Zillow. You can paste those in. You can copy all these interests. You can take them over to Facebook and just paste them in. Right. So those are interests that you can still target people based off of these interests. And then last but not least, there is a no interest target like category that can bring you business as well. So typically I run like a version of all of these campaigns and they have all worked. Right. So the document that I'm talking about that's included in these slides when you click on this link is here. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to open up this document. And the cool thing about this document is that I've put in pretty much like we're going to jump over to the ad creative. I've put in everything that you need. So you collect these slides and you watch this presentation today, you have everything that you need for Facebook, right? You don't have to think about anything. It's essentially copy and paste, right? So this is the document. You can scroll through here and you can see all of the stuff that's in here. So that brief what you saw in the slides, these are those interests. So I have it categorized and I have a nice table over here categorized for you to kind of click on these things, right? So we're talking about interest right now. So if I want to target real estate sellers, I can click on that and it's going to take me to the real estate sellers interest. For buyers, I can click on that. It takes me to the real estate buyers interest, right? And then you can scroll through this entire document on your own time, but I have something else that's important with your Facebook advertising is the ad copy. So I also have ad copy in here for you to just copy and paste. You would adjust it accordingly, put your name and your relevant information in here. But this is here and this is available for you to collect as a resource. Next benefit of this document is what I put in here is some templates from Canva. So you can come in here and you can click on these templates and you can go apply these templates to, let me see, you can go apply these templates to your business, right? So let's see. Oh, it always messes up. So these are templates. I have to adjust this, but these are templates that you can take and adjust and you can use these in your business just so you can see the examples. These are examples and all you would do is swap out and put your picture and your information in here and you can go apply this to your Facebook advertising. So this document is available to you. There's a lot here that you can kind of use. You click on a document and go through that at your own time. Let's switch back over to the Facebook ad manager and let's proceed forward, right? So those interests, I copied those interests to my clipboard, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste those here as an example. Oh, I didn't copy them, so I'm going to go back over, right? I'm going to go back over to the slide, and I want to copy some specific interests so I can put it in here. I want to target people with these interests in my Facebook advertising, and it's going to adjust the numbers, right? It's going to adjust the numbers over here, our estimated daily results, but that's okay because it's more targeted. So I'm going to paste that in there, and it changed my results. It actually minimized my link clicks, but the advertising should be more potent. So now I'm down to 15 to 47 link clicks per day, but these are all people that have interest in cash out refinancing, for sale by owner, home equity line of credit. So I'm going to target people with these specific interests, right? So that's how you use the interest. Now we're going to go over to, and then down here, placements. This is where I talk about Facebook will you can show your advertising on Instagram as well. So really quickly, if I switch it over to manual placements, you get to see all of the placements that are allowed when you do Facebook advertising. Typically what I do is I keep them on automatic because it works and they also recommend it. But right here, if you were to do manual and you wanted to target on Facebook, you could just Instagram, you could just enable this check and your ads will show on Instagram. I'm going to go back to automatic because that works. These things you don't need to mess around with, the optimization and delivery, leave those alone. We're going to do next. So I'm gonna hit next, and this is where you create your ad, right? This is where you create the visual, the video, the pictures, the ad copy. This is where you put everything, right? So I'm going to call this Daytona ad, and then I'm just going to move forward, right? So depending on your page, you should have one page maybe, but depending on your page, you're going to make sure you enable and select the right page. In this case, I'm just selecting, one of my real estate business pages. And yeah, there you go. That's connected. Branded content, I never mess around with that. What we're going to do here is I typically create a single image or video ad. So I'm going to leave that enabled by default. This is the ad setup. So okay, yeah, I normally create ad, and that's what works. Dynamic experiences, I don't know much about that. I don't click that. I don't need to. Add creative. So this is where you do the nitty gritty of creating the ad, right? So you're going to add your media, you're going to add a video, you're going to add that text, everything that we were looking at in that document, you're going to add all of that stuff here. And just so you can see really quickly an overview, this is everything that we're going to do. And then once we're done, we're going to hit this publish button. So I'm going to do those things, right? I'm going to try to do it in a tempo that's slow enough, but I also don't want to keep you past 3 o'clock. So that's what I'm going to do. That's my objective. I will stay past 3 o'clock, but I'm trying to get everyone out of here. I'm trying to be respectful of your time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into the ad creative, and I'm going to create the media, right? And I can add an image or a video. In most cases, I prefer that you try to use video so you can get yourself out there, and most people should understand the effectiveness of video by now. So I'm just going to do video, and I think I have some videos in here already, which I do, right? So I have some videos. I'm going to select one of my videos, and then I'm just going to do next. If you didn't have videos in here already, you would just come and prompt. They would tell you to upload a video, and you do that by clicking that, and go find the file on your computer. So I'm going to click on one of my videos, and you can see my videos. Look, it's not high-end professional stuff dancing around the screen, just a video, right? I talked about being relatable, being human, being authentic. This is just a video. I used my phone, I took out the phone, and I explained how the process works to the potential prospects, and this video works well, right? Video is only 14 seconds too. I prefer and I recommend that your videos are a little bit longer, but this video has been working fine, right? So that's a video, and you can see my ad over here coming to life. So this is what people are going to see so far. There's no ad copy, there's nothing in the video yet, but this is what they're going to see. Now, every time we add and we update something here, this is going to update accordingly. So I'm going to go back over to my document that I had for you, and I'm just going to start to go back and forth between that document and the Facebook ad manager, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I need ad copy. So in my document, I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to look for the ad copy. So primary text ad copy, I'm going to look for, is it really possible? So this is some ad copy that I'm going to grab, and I got different variations in here. If you're an investor, it could work for you. If you're an agent, it could work for you. If you're, it could work either way. Buyers, sellers, investors, I have content for each in here. I want to copy this content because I'm most comfortable with, and this is my target audience, right? So can you really sell your house, right? I like to buy houses. So I'm going to copy that primary text, right? I copy that. Then I'm going to go back over to my advanced ad manager. I'm just going to paste that text in there, right? So I paste that text in there, and every time I make a change, my ad updates accordingly. So now this is what people are going to see in my ad, and this actually looks more enticing than just a video of me showing up. So you can see the emoji, it helps it pop out a little bit. This is what my ad is starting to look like. Right now, headline, it's nice to have a headline, and I have a headline. I have headlines in the document, so I'm going to go over and I'm going to look for headlines to make my ad even more appealing. So I'm just going to grab one, copy that, go back over to the advanced ad manager, and I'm going to paste that headline in there. And now what that headline does is, if I scroll down over here on my Facebook ad, oh man, come on. All right, so I got to zoom out. Come on, Facebook, don't do this to me. All right, so I'm going to open up. This is the advanced preview. So you get to see everything that's happening in the ad. This is what my ad is looking like so far. And that headline change that I made is right here. You get to see this headline. So it's helpful to have a headline in there. So I added that headline. Next, you can add a description. It's optional, and people have been talking about the description going away possibly. It still hasn't gone away, but it's optional. If it's there, I say utilize it. If it may disappear, but if it's here, utilize it. For the sake of time, I'm not going to utilize that right now. I'm just going to skip it. Call to action. This is the call to action button. So what do you want people to do? You need to let them know what the CTA is. So in this case, I'm going to look at my options here. And let's just say I was leading them to an ebook that we created, right? I can do download now, you know, or let's just say I wanted them to call us. I could do contact us. In this case, I'm just going to do learn more because I'm driving them to my website, but I wanted you to see those options that were available. Next, we're going to, that's not relevant. Next, the destination. So where do we want to drive them, right? So in this case, we were building a landing page. So what we would do is we would grab the link to our landing page and we would paste that link right here. So silly enough, I did not create a landing page for this presentation, but you get the idea. So what I would do here is I would come in here and I would just simply paste my landing page. So let's just, don't do this, what I'm doing, do it in theory though. So exprealty.com. So don't send people to your full website. Send them to a specific landing page. I'm only sending them to this full website because I did not create the landing page in preparation for this class. So I don't want you to send them to your full page. I want you to go into and create a landing page. So I'm going to paste my website in there, and then when they click on my ad, it's going to drive them to my website. And again, I reiterate, drive them to a landing page, not your catch-all, the front of your website where there are multiple call to actions. Drive them to a specific landing page with a specific objective, a specific goal. Next, so we did website and we don't need to do anything else beyond that. I don't normally mess with this stuff. These are more advanced items and we don't need to be advanced. We're just trying to get something up and going so we can test out, remarket, and retarget. Languages and tracking, these are self-explanatory and you don't really need to mess with these to get your ad up and going. So we have created an ad and all we would do is hit this green publish button down here and it will take a few hours for Facebook to update you and let you know that your ad is published and running. They have to approve it, but once that's complete and finished, your ad is running. So that is the extent of the presentation. I hope I went at a good enough tempo. You know, sometimes some people say I'm too slow, some people say too fast. I'm trying to find the even balance. So again, all you would do is press publish and your Facebook ad is running successfully. So this was like a tutorial that takes you from A to B, how to run a Facebook ad, right? And I said it should take you 30 minutes max. I believe it took us 30 minutes maximum to run this Facebook ad, right? So you run this ad, you get some traffic, you figure out what's working, and you continue to adjust it. Now, really quickly, to get the slides with the resources and everything like that, I need feedback from you, and I will post a link in the chat. Just leave me honest feedback. It does not have to be positive. I just want honest feedback so I can continue to improve the classes, right? So give me your honest feedback on how this class was, and then message me on Workplace, and I'll send the slides over to you. All right. Does that make sense? Can everybody follow me? How are we doing? Okay. Thank you. So I appreciate you all. I'm posting the link, right? I'm posting a link in the chat. All I need is feedback, and I'll send the slides over to you. And I'm ready for. And let me share one more link. So share feedback, and I'll send you the slides. And then people have been asking for my book that I published on Amazon. I'm going to post that link one more time. If you want a free copy of my book, you can download that. It costs you an entire $0. All right, so I'm ready for questions. And please, it's really at like 3 o'clock, and it's really tough for me to read the ones in the chat box. So if you do have a question, please open up your microphone and ask me directly, and that will be easier for me to address your question.
Jerome, is the class recorded?
Who has a question?
Is the class recorded?
Yes. Who has a question?
I have a question, Jerome. First of all, thank you for doing the presentation.
You're welcome.
My question is, I have a personal Facebook page.
Yes.
Where I also post real estate content, and then I have a business page. So are we doing the ad through the business page or the personal?
You will do this through your business page.
Okay, got it. Thank
Yes.
you.
You're welcome.
Don't think you can do ads through your personal page. Is that
No.
correct?
Yeah, you can, but not really. You shouldn't be trying to do that. It's like you should do it through your business page.
Hi, Jerome. I have a question.
Yes.
This is Tiffany Reinersman. I'm in South Florida.
Yes.
I responded to Scott on the housing question. So I do check the disclaimer, and my ads have been previously rejected. And I believe Fallon, I apologize, responded maybe the algorithm. So how do I get around that? Because and this is why I'm in your class. I think I think I've seen some things that might help me, but if it is the algorithm, is there because Facebook doesn't have a way that you can contact them either.
Yeah. So yeah, it's there are multiple.
Very hard to get a hold of.
Yeah, there are multiple things here, right? So
Sure.
Facebook have, which I learned from one of the students that attended before, Facebook has been having a issue with their algorithms a little bit lately, with like rejecting ads like automatically. And you would just, what you want to do is you just want to request a review. They have been a little bit easier to get in touch with, so you just have to get in touch with them. Additionally, sometimes the issue is that our ad copy or the things that we're saying in the text is actually discriminatory, and I'm not saying that that's the case for you, but sometimes like it's a very sensitive subject because of the fair housing laws. So it's not just like, yeah, Facebook, like we blame Facebook a lot, but housing is a very sensitive subject. So Facebook
Right.
has to they have to be safe. They'd rather be safe than sorry. It's a company, and they got to stick by the fair housing law. So we
Yeah.
need to be mindful and try not to blame Facebook as much. If you show me, I think you just have to let them know that that they're having those issues. And I can't remember the woman's name. She was like, "Look, she got in touch with them and they fixed her issue." You have to get in touch with them and they'll likely fix it for you. And I don't know exactly how to do that. I could also, like, if you're like running advertising or something like that, like if you pop the question in, pop some screenshots or something like that, like some of your error messages or what you're experiencing inside the Facebook group, I may be able to help you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your class. I appreciate your thoroughness. I really do. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you. Any other questions?
Yes, where can we see the replay of this class?
I will release it next week on YouTube. So sometimes I do it live, and then because people are lazy, I'll take it down. So yeah, it's on the YouTube. I
Okay.
shared that YouTube. It's live. It will not be there forever because people get lazy, and it's important to implement like immediately. And if people know that things are available all the time, they never take action. So
I see. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Did you? This is Emily Jerome.
Hi,
Thank you
Emily.
for teaching us, by the way.
You're welcome.
You want us to like give some feedback. I clicked and on something there. I have a hard time seeing, and it's real tiny. The little box in the left-hand corner. Does it pop up digital real estate strategy and
Yep.
then ask us to give how many stars? Is that it?
Yeah, just give me some feedback. Yep.
Okay.
And it doesn't have
And
to be
then-
positive. I want honest feedback. Honest.
Okay.
That's what's
Okay.
more important.
And then once we do that, you'll send us a link.
Yeah, once you do that, I'll send you a
We'll
link.
get the doc-
Once you do that, message me on Workplace and I'll send you the slides.
Okay. Let me make sure I get your name right here.
Next question.
Hey, Jerome, thank you.
You're welcome,
for the
Debbie.
presentation. It was amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh man, I hope you
So,
leave me that feedback on the link.
I already did.
All right.
I already put my feedback in.
All right.
I'm excited about this class. My first question is, I know when you said the housing, can you mark two requirements in that, or you just only have to do one?
Yeah, it's just one, and you just have to let them know that it's housing. So it was like credit, housing, I can't remember them all, but yeah, it's only one. You just have to
Right.
let them know that you're doing housing. That's it.
Okay. And I know you said just send the link. You'll send the link. I did that. And a little bit, I mean, like I said, the presentation was amazing. And I'm one of those that I'm a visual. I'm trying to write down everything. And I loved how you went through everything and showed us. And it was some of them, it was just a little bit fast. And so that was my only thing that I wanted to say, because I was trying to write and put examples down, so that when I go back and implement this, like you said, go back and play with it, I'll have that reference to
Okay.
what you
All right, yeah. So part of what I do like during the presentation is I let people, because I know it can be technical sometimes, and sometimes we need to watch things multiple times. But there has to be like a fine balance, right? Because people get so, oh, is this recorded? Yeah, it's recorded. Okay, then they don't have to attend, right? And it's like it's important to be engaged and be involved so you can learn certain stuff. And also when people it's engaged, it's like, oh, I'll get to it, and they never get to it. So I have to find, it's tough to find a balance. So what I can do is you're here, you're involved, you're engaged, right? Before I'll make sure you get it, like check out the YouTube. I'll make sure you get a link to it, and I'll make sure you have access to it like all of the time.
Okay, I appreciate that, because
All
I
right.
didn't want
Yeah, because it's not fair. It's not fair for the people that come.
Right. You're
So
right.
yeah.
You're right. And I didn't want to, like you said, we're all at different levels as far as technology.
Mhm.
And I'm kind of like very new, just, trying
I understand.
to get in it. And I didn't want to ask and hold up everybody else. I feel like I'm, asking questions that'll hold up everybody else.
Well, that's what we got here. We got the questions and answers here, and you can reach out to me. We got the Facebook group. You can ask questions in there.
Will do. I
Yeah.
appreciate you. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Hey Jerome, I am not able to give you a Google review because somehow my daughter has hijacked my computer and we don't know the password for her. So I'm so sorry, but I wanted to get
Too
your
bad. So sad.
I know.
Email me.
What's your email?
Let me pull it up for you. Let me see. All right, can you email me that feedback? And I'll take care of
I
you.
would love to do that. Yeah, and if we can figure this out, I'll give you the feedback still on Google, but yeah, it just kind of locked out. So what's your email? Sorry, I didn't see
It's
it
on the
yet.
screen.
Oh, got you. Yeah.
Take a screenshot. It lasts longer. You ever hear them say, take a picture, it lasts longer?
Yeah.
I
Thank
got a
you.
comment.
You're welcome. Levi, my guy.
Yes, hey, man. I just want to say this class is gold on Facebook, because I really struggled going through some of the marketing maze of trying to figure that out. It's not easy. It's not easy for me, because I don't come from that technical background, but it's worth it. It's just, this class can't encompass all that's involved, and you did a great job in just laying it out so that we can get a taste of what we need to get involved in, and it takes time. I've been coming here for about a year or more, and I'm just getting my feet going in Facebook, so it takes time. I want to just say that to everybody.
Thank you, Levi. Always appreciate you. Always. Nate, Nate, I appreciate you, man. Could you drop the link to the YouTube as well as the Facebook group for the people that are asking? Do we have other questions while I'm still here?
Yes.
One more
Yes, I have a
time. I'm
question.
sorry.
Is
Did
that
you mention
Isabel?
what time is Sunday?
Yes, it's Isabel.
Hey, Isabel.
Yes, I just wanted to find out on the split testing, if we're not there yet, do we just skip over that? 'Cause you
Yeah,
were
don't
saying-
worry.
you said
Yeah,
that's more
don't worry
advanced.
about that for now. It's not necessary. It's an advanced thing, so don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. Thank you. It's an
Did you
awesome
put on there
class.
the Sunday?
Debbie, yeah, what's your question, Debbie?
Did you put Sunday? What time you do your
Oh,
class
yeah.
on
So
Sunday?
Sunday is the Real Estate 101 class by EXP. And this Sunday, we will be going over remarketing and retargeting. That's like more advanced, but it's
Is
still
that-
essential.
Is that still in this same group?
No, it
tomorrow?
will be in the main auditorium.
Main auditorium. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And an interesting story about the remarketing and retargeting. The book that I published, it was inspired by remarketing and retargeting, because a lot of times we go and we market and we never follow up. So check, that's the story behind that book. That's why I call it remarketing, real estate marketing, because we need to make sure we follow up as real estate professionals. That's one of the biggest mistakes that we make. We don't follow up. So that book came
Jerome, is
from
that the
that
6
presentation.
o'clock?
That will be, I don't know what time zone you are. I am Eastern, so that's
Pacific.
9 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
6
so
o'clock
6
California
Pacific.
time.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there any way that we could get a copy of that digitized My Business document that you created?
Yes, when you collect the slides, it'll be a link in there for you to click.
Perfect, thank you. I already sent you a message on Workplace.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any other questions before we end it?
Yes, this is Tracy Jackson.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi. Would you ever consider doing a class where the class is actually able to follow along with what you're doing?
I would, and the thing about that is that people say they're interested, but they're never truly interested, and I have to invest or volunteer my time, and it's really tough. So if I get enough interest, right, maybe 5 to 10 people that are serious about doing it, I would be happy to do that. It would take probably 2 to 3 hours, but I would be happy to do that. I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah, that would be great. Okay, thank you. How would we know about that if you decide?
Would you be willing to assist me with that?
What do you mean assist?
Like maybe like the admin stuff, like gather the people that want to go, email them, stuff like that.
Sure. Are we going to do this via Workplace?
We could do it workplace. We could do it wherever. But yeah, if you were like to manage and put it together for me, and I could be able to just show up, I'd be happy to do that.
Okay, let's have a discussion via
Okay.
chat, and then we can work it out.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate that. So, Tracy, I appreciate that. Is there who here is interested in doing like a workshop walkthrough? We'll do like 5 to 10 people. All right, so everybody that's interested, also email me on Workplace. Send me your best email address, and then I'm going to have Tracy reach out to you with a schedule, and then we can do like a workshop. It will likely be a weekend. It will likely be a morning, Saturday. So just be prepared to understand that. So send me your email address on Workplace, and we'll put something together. Tracy, I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Any other questions before we end? Muhammad, you got something?
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you pay for ads, and can you like stop paying for ads for like a couple weeks, or how does it go?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. If you want to pay for a couple days and stop, you can do that. If you want to pay for it forever, you can do that. It's up to you. So initially, when we were in the campaign level, like the very first where we chose our objective, you can select between daily and lifetime.
Yeah.
And that's where you would make that determination.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I thought maybe you could not cancel an ad once it's running and you do, let's say I run an ad like that's a reach ad or something, and I set it for $3 a day and I set it for 2 weeks. I thought I could not cancel that.
No, that's incorrect.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have another question. When you turn off an ad and then you want to turn it on maybe like 2 weeks later, does that ruin the algorithm to the ad?
I wouldn't say it ruins the algorithm, but one of the most important things about anything is consistency. So if you give that, I mean, if you're inconsistent in your advertising, you can expect inconsistency in your results. Is kind of the best way I can put it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Where's Soledad?
Oh, she was actually attending another Zoom meeting.
Okay. All right. Do we have any questions before we end?
Yeah, can I send you the email through Gmail instead of the Workplace?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why are you laughing?
Because I'm not able to send you the email in the Workplace.
Why?
I've never done.
Well, you gotta learn. Are you with EXP officially? Yeah, I don't see any green.
Yes,
So
I
yeah.
am. Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
I
just
haven't.
yeah. So message me on Workplace.
Get her,
Yeah.
Jerome. Get her. Get her.
You know I will, Sam. You know I will.
I'll try. I'll try.
Hey, no trying. We don't try in this business. We do.
Right.
Do it.
Who else can I help before we go? Any other questions? No other questions?
I
Emily.
was just gonna share. She could reach out to the tech support if she's having problems with the.
That's a very great suggestion, Emily. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's on the go to, and then you scroll down to tech support.
All right, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tech support's awesome.
All right, team. I really appreciate all of you. Looking forward to seeing the feedback. If you have any questions, you know how to reach me. My contact information is there. I will see you all next week, or I will see some of you Sunday during the Real Estate 101. So thank you all. I really appreciate you.
Thanks, Jerome. Appreciate you, Jerome.